Hi, I'm Will from Tested.
I'm Norm from Tested.
Norm, you have an enormous laptop here today.
Oh my god, it's been a long time
So
since I've held a
big.
laptop this big. Bigger than my head. It's like 3 heads.
Bigger than your torso, man. This is a 17-inch HP Envy. It's new.
Yes, and HP rebooted their Envy series. They have a 15-inch, and they sent us the 17-inch one.
Because you asked for one that was ridiculously big and you couldn't carry with you?
Biggest laptop. The previous 17-inch laptop that we've used, Apple has a 17-inch laptop, MacBook Pro. And coincidentally, we have it here. We thought that was big. This is actually considerably bigger than the 17-inch MacBook Pro.
So let's get this way out of the way up front. These 17-inch laptops are for people who do professional photographers, videographers, people maybe who play games when they're on the road or something. I don't know.
Some gaming, there is discrete graphics strip in this, ATI graphics strip.
Okay, that sounds good.
But you're right. People who do editing, video editing on if they want to edit on Windows, or photographers who want to process pictures.
Yeah.
So.
My goal with a laptop is to have the smallest thing possible so I don't realize it's in my bag when
This
I'm
is
carrying
not
it.
a word processing machine. This is for looking at pictures, pretty pictures.
Grown-up computer is what you're saying.
With a grown-up backpack to boot.
It's really big.
Let's compare it directly with the MacBook Pro.
Well, hold on. First, let's talk about what's inside.
Okay.
It's a quad-core CPU.
Quad-core Sandy Bridge Core i7 CPU, and with there's 8 gigs of memory.
As configured here, this is 8 gigs.
Yes.
The default is 4, I think.
And
right?
there's a 750 gig, 7200 RPM hard drive on here,
Okay.
and also a Blu-ray slot drive. The standard does not have the Blu-ray.
It's at the bottom instead of the middle. It's a weird place for it, but okay.
And then the screen is a 1080p screen. It's LED backlit. The screen is incredibly nice.
Really pretty.
Really
the
nice.
off-axis viewing is really good. I can see full screen over here.
Show you an image. And
hey, look, that's me and you.
And then I'm just gonna do full screen on this. And off-axis, I'm gonna tilt it forward. You can basically see the image really clearly, left and right.
Yeah, it's a good screen. I mean, and you know, while for a small, thin and light laptop, you may not care about off-axis, especially if you're shooting photos and you're whenever you do that, people always gather around to see what you've just shot.
Yep.
You want to have good off-axis.
And also very little backlight bleed. So if you put a full black image, I think a little bit on the top, but that's pretty normal for most laptops. Some of the other models have people complain about backlight bleed. I didn't find it noticeable on this model.
Keyboard and trackpad?
Very good keyboard. It does have a numpad, which I don't really use.
Who uses a numpad on a laptop? That's crazy.
Accountants. Who have nice 17-inch laptops.
Okay.
The MacBook Pro obviously does not have the
No,
numpad.
no, they put speakers on the side instead of the numpad.
A good trackpad, not the best trackpad. Obviously, I miss having a smooth glass trackpad from a Mac.
Multi-touch and stuff like that worked okay?
Yes, multi-touch. I mean, Windows is a limitation on that for scrolling. Let's open that up.
Okay, well,
it looks very similar.
Ports, USB,
Tons of
bunch of USB.
Lots of ports.
It has a Kensington security
goodness.
port, it looks like.
So on this side, you have the Blu-ray slot drive. You have 2 USB. Both of these are USB 3 on the side.
Okay.
2 audio jacks.
Okay.
External 3.5-inch or 3.5 millimeter audio jacks.
Okay.
On the other side, another USB 3, regular USB, Ethernet port, and then video output. You can actually plug in 3 monitors directly to this, 2 DisplayPort and 1 HDMI.
That's
You
crazy.
can tri-monitor gaming, which I actually would not recommend on this. We'll talk about performance in a little bit.
I also noticed that there's a big dumb knob on the side.
HP has to deal with Beats, so there is. I like the volume knob. I don't like the Beats button. I actually thought this was the power button. Power button is actually over here on the side. But if you press the button, you get a pop-up Beats audio menu. Never found myself using that. Press turn off,
What
but you
kind
do
of
get.
options do you have in the Beats audio menu?
You can add more beats. You can change your listening experience. Do little presets. I'll play a song. There are 6 speakers on this, and
Looks like they're all like right up here in the bar above the keyboard.
and the front. So I have my Spotify.
Was this your opportunity to show how fantastic your taste in music is, Jan?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Now I'm just gonna play a song, hopefully for not too long, and it's pretty good. Let's wait for the.
I don't know what that is. This supposed to sound staticky and bad, or is that part of the music?
That's part of the music.
Where are the heavy drops?
No drops in the song. I'm gonna turn this off before we get sued.
Hit spacebar.
There it goes.
I don't want to go to jail, Chan.
There it goes.
No more yelling. I'm not impressed with the analog. I would like the analog audio volume control if it actually lets you know where you were at in relation to the top and the bottom. But since it's just a free spinning wheel, it's essentially a hardware interface for a software function, which seems kind of dumb to me.
It would be better if there were hard stops at the top. You can configure, which direction is volume up and volume down.
Fantastic! Just what I always wanted in a volume knob.
Yep. So, like I said, 1080p screen. Actually, really like this screen. Games actually look really good on here, so you can actually play games. There's a dedicated ATI, I think 6790.
So what does that mean?
7690.
So 7690 implies that it is current generation mid-range.
Mid-range. It's actually just a clocked up 6 Series M, 6000 series.
That makes perfect
AMD.
sense.
Native resolution, 1080p. You can play games like Dirt 3, Batman. Max settings, turn off DX11. So DX10
at native resolution of the screen.
On native resolution.
That's not bad.
About 40, 45 frames per second. Once you get into something like Battlefield or even StarCraft, medium to low settings.
Wow, really? StarCraft? Yeah. I wouldn't have thought StarCraft
2v2, I could not get decent frame rate over 25, 30 FPS unless I turn to medium settings at native resolution. So plug in additional monitors. When I saw this demo, they did a 3 monitor setup for Deus Ex, Infinity War. I think it's Deus Ex, the last one.
Human Revolution.
Human Revolution. Very low settings for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Aside from that, it's a massive laptop. Something interesting thing with the design, so it's silver. It's very misleading how thick it is.
It looks like it's carved out of a single piece of aluminum, but I don't think it is.
Yeah. So where you see the red trim in the keyboard, that's actually a separate piece of
So this is a cut hole, and then there's another keyboard pressed up underneath there. So it mimics kind of the unibody Mac design, but I didn't think that this looked too much the same. You immediately thought it was a ripoff.
Yeah, I thought it looks very much like a MacBook Pro. It invokes the same image.
Does it have an SD card reader or anything like that?
It does have an SD card reader, MMC reader on the side. It's thicker than you think. In all the photos that you see online, it looks like it's just this thin, but haha, on the bottom.
Well, if you put it on a black table, this black plastic underneath is going to disappear.
Yes, but guess what? It still weighs 7.5 pounds.
Wow.
This MacBook Pro weighs 6.2 pounds, I think.
That's what we weighed just a moment ago, yeah.
Yep.
So do you like this laptop? I mean, obviously this isn't a laptop you're in the market for.
No, not for me.
Mr. 11-inch MacBook Air.
I want the screen on a smaller, thinner laptop. Even for gaming, I mean, I would not play games. You wouldn't buy this just as a dedicated gaming machine because a good gaming 17-inch gaming laptop, like one of those Dell XPS ones, will have a better GPU and also desktop, even a mid-range desktop PC.
But if you're a videographer, a photographer, and quad core, I mean, it's a quad core in a laptop is unusual still. Discrete and unified graphics, so you kind of get the best of both worlds there.
Yeah, so there's switchable graphics, so when it's not plugged in, it will default to Intel integrated graphics. And I get about 7 hours of battery life.
When using integrated graphics.
Yeah, with medium brightness. Okay. When playing video or playing games, an hour of
battery life. Wow.
Yep.
So you're not going to get on the coast-to-coast flight and play StarCraft the whole way home.
Nope. This is not. Don't use this on an airplane. You could kill someone.
You could hurt someone.
Yeah.
So this is the HP NV17. It is a specialized laptop for special people.
Configured with the Blu-ray drive and the full specs, $1,500, $1,484.
That's not bad.
It starts at $1,250, and I have seen deals.
Yeah.
They have sold this as low as $1,100 online.
If you're a college kid and want a laptop that's also a desktop,
as a desktop replacement, not to take the class, I think this definitely counts.
Okay. So that's the HP NV17 for Tested. I'm Will.
I'm Norm.
See you guys next time.
Bye.